Hello everybody and welcome to One Player, in which we play some solo tabletop games. Today we are playing The Game by Stefan Bendorf, published by Pandasaurus Games. Comes in this rather compact little box, and if you watched our unboxing you will know that it comprises of 102 cards, and that is it. So let's get into it. This is a re-implementation of a game that was published in 2015. I have to say, I purposely did not look this up on Board Game Geek before I bought it. The game sounded so mysterious that I just kind of wanted to go in sight unseen. And really, one of the things that stood out to me was the artwork, which is the main and only thing I think that has changed since the 2015 version. I think it looks great, and having now researched the older version of the game, I personally see it as a massive upgrade. I think the card art is really neat. I just like the way it looks. That's my personal opinion, but we're here to talk about how it plays as well, and so let's go through it. I mean, it's a deceptively simple game, and I think one that anybody could pick up quite quickly. I've played a few rounds now and feel relatively confident to show you what it looks like. When we're playing solo, we take 8 cards, and essentially our aim of the game is to get rid of all our cards. We do that by placing them on one of these 4 separate piles, either counting up from 1 or down from 100. And of course, to get them out of our hand, we want to keep that going as long as possible. Of course, that means we want to play as lower cards as possible on these piles and as high possible cards on these piles, so we have the largest chance of playing the most cards from our hand. When we're not able to play more cards, then the game is over. And one of the main kind of interesting things about the game, or the twist to the game, is that if you have a card that is 10 more or less than the card currently on the pile, you can play that card as well and go backwards. So I'll kind of demonstrate this now, because it happens to have a pretty funny first hand here where I've got, so I could place this here. This is more than 1, so it would go below the 1 here, but now I can place actually a 32 and a 22 and then a 12. I can play as many cards in my hand each turn as I want. Because those are 10 less, I can actually go backwards. So that's a pretty good first turn, and maybe I'll put a 5 down too, just to, because why not? Now I've got left with 3 cards. I could play these, or I could play more of them if I wanted to, but I'm going to stick for now, and I'm going to draw another 5. 2. And they're all very low cards, which is an interesting start. So let's see. Well, so I'll play these 2. And then maybe, well, I guess I can just get rid of all of these. Why wouldn't I? I'm going to keep this 16 to replenish my hand to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so here we've got our first kind of high card of the game. So I will probably place that down on one of these. I have to play at least 2 cards per turn. Now I haven't quite got the strategy of whether it's best just to play 2 cards or whether it's best to play as many as possible. I'm not sure, and I think that answer varies. Obviously, by playing a lot of cards, you're limiting yourself to possibly draw cards that are less or more than for the next turn. But by only playing 2, then you're only replenishing 2 cards at once, so you're getting through the deck slower. I don't know. I haven't quite figured it out. I suppose there's a bit of both. All right, let's see. I've got this 16, which I'll probably put down there. I also have this 46 and 36, which might be not a bad idea to. Well, I'll probably keep those in hand, but these can go on. Remember, I can go 10, so I'll probably do that next turn, just to see what we pull. Yeah, see, I can put down, if I'm going to take this, if I decide to take this up to 36, I can play a 30, a 35, then a 46, then a 36, and I've managed to get rid of quite a few cards. And I think I'll stick on that. And then as I'm holding these, you might notice that they are essentially, like I said, the game description is quite vague, which is kind of endearing. I like that, and there's a bit of mystery. But essentially, the tagline is essentially that you're playing a game as old as time, or a game about time, or something along those lines. And you'll see that, you know, the lowest cards are kind of like solar system star things. We've got like kind of protozoic soup, to limbless creatures, to all the way through to like, you know, kind of military age and, well, yeah, like agriculture and all this kind of, you know, it's really cool designs. And I like that kind of like paper cut-esque kind of look to it. All right, let me concentrate. Well, let's put down 37 and 38, I guess. Oh, I can put down 47, then 37, then 38. I mean, I always take advantage of that rule, like anytime I can, to play the 10s. It just makes me feel smart. I'm not sure if it's actually beneficial all the time. Oh, look, I can play this back on here too, 94 up from 84. So I'm getting a pretty lucky hand thus far. We've still got to play one card though, and nothing's high enough really to make me want to start another down line. So I think I'm going to stick on this pile, and this pile just keep going up slightly. Now these cards become useless because I've got past them, right? So I can't play a 3, a 4, or a 7 on any of these up directional piles. So I'm kind of stuck with these in my hand until, you know, I really get lower, a lot lower on these down piles. I don't really want to jump up to 31 on this, but I don't know if I've really got the choice. I don't want to play a 72 either, because that's feels a bit too low. I guess we'll do that. 27 and a 31. Yes, that sucks. See, like another one. It's not gonna get played until the very end of the game now, unless I get really lucky with my 10s again, and then maybe able to step down. 33. Maybe I will have to start a 72 pile. Kind of sucks, but I think that's what's going to have to happen. 2 more cards. Oh yeah, look at that. All right, 23. So I can play that on my 33, and that's at least gets me down a little bit. What do I do from here? I guess I go down by 8. Oh my gosh, I've got all the lowest cards. Well, this is going to be nice to get rid of all at once when I get down there. 61 and 59, that seems reasonable. And we're slowly whittling away at the deck. Mind you, very slowly if we go 2 cards at a time. Essentially, the ending score, do I want to do that? I don't really have a choice. So the ending score is how many cards are left altogether. Let's keep this just in case. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the ending score is how many cards are left altogether, including the deck and in your hand. So, you know, you're really just trying to blast through and get rid of as many as possible. Do I want to play both of these? 75, or do I want to guarantee that I've got one to play next turn? That's another question I haven't quite been able to answer. See, and then this one is going to go for basically the rest of the game too, as is this. So now we are kind of stuck. Ah, dang. Oh shoot, that's a pretty bad hand. Let's see. So this is going to go there, and now it's do I jump the 40 up to an 83, which is terrible, or do I jump the 59 down to a 20? I guess like numerically, like logically, there's less in between these, right? This is what, 35 and that's 39. Oh yeah, okay, maybe this one then. That feels bad. It feels bad about that. Okay, that's what we're doing. Let's hope for a good draw. Well, that's terrible as well. Well, that's okay. That one will do. I've got to get rid of these, but I can't. I mean, it's really just, they're not going to go anywhere. Well, let's either go up by 10 or go down by 27. So I'm going to have to push it to a 93. I mean, it's a pretty sizable stack, I guess, that we've got out there. So not too bad. 2 more here. That's an okay draw. Yeah, I mean, this is really, it feels like, obviously there's a lot of luck involved in which cards you get, but it really feels like I said, I've played this a few times now, and it just feels like a puzzle. Like there's a solution to it, and you're just playing through the puzzle over and over again to try to get better, which is kind of satisfying, I'll be honest. Oh shoot, we might be scuppered here. I think what we'll have to do here is play a 10 and then a 20 back up and hope for something good, like maybe even a 30. No, that's not going to happen. Oh, shoot. Look at that. What do we do now? I guess we take this down. We have to play this 8 and a 7. Oof. Pull 2 new cards. 60, 56, that feels okay, I guess. Like, part of me just wants to get rid of these and just end this pile and then draw a whole bunch of new cards. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know if that was the right choice. 2, 3, 4, 5. Still a lot of cards in the deck, so that doesn't make me feel that great. All right, we've got a 97. Okay, let's think about this. So I can go up and play this 97 to an 87. And then I can play a 90 and a 92, and that's 4 cards, and I've gone down by 1. So that feels like a smart move. I guess I could play just these 2 and then leave it, but the chances of pulling an 18-8 or 89 are still pretty slim, I would say. Let's do that, just put them all down. I've got a 70, which isn't going to